Got quite a few of them on show again here tonight. Fair to say that the Bulls have been better side so far, without reward. And they've got some defending to do here. Boubacar! It's a great finish! Wow! He angled that beautifully into the bottom corner. And despite Macarthur's dominance, it is Brisbane who take the lead.
And as the ball was flicked through on the Harvey Norman replay, he just summed up the situation. It sat up nicely for him. And he just struck it well into the bottom corner. You see there, it just props. He just adjusts his stride, and it's a great strike. Philip Curto can get nowhere near it. Well, he said he's shown us glimpses of his danger before. Well, there's another front row view. Great strike from Boubacar.
Bratton having a turn and chase, which is not really what he wanted to do. There's no foul by Boubacar. And the Bulls have it back. Here's Saifuddin Kawi, and passed into the goal by Marin Yakulish. Well, Brisbane thought they got out of that little spot of bother, but not to be. And Marin Yakulish converts his 7th goal of the season.
A pretty torrid time going forward. On the Harvey Norman replay, both teams thought there may have been fouls in the lead-up. And as it broke loose, it's great play here. Vujica with the ball inside. Lovely touch there. Reverse pass here, and that is a clinical finish from Marin Yakulish to bring them level. Real neat play down this left-hand side. They haven't got in behind or opened up this Brisbane defence as much as they would have liked, but that is beautiful football. Lovely little step over into the path of Yakulish and into the back of the net.
For the match against the Mariners, then 2 home matches against Melbourne Victory and Western Sydney Wanderers to finish. Really, they need 3 points here. That's an opportunity missed for Brisbane. Oh, that's a lovely ball. Big chance here for Yakulish, around the keeper. Finishes with a plonk. Little look to check whether he was onside or not. And now the celebrations can start. A double for Marin Yakulish.
And on the Harvey Norman replay, lovely little ball in behind there, clearly onside. And he's calm and composed. Straight around Matt Acton and tucks it away. He hasn't had the most influential game tonight, Marin Yakulish, but when it's mattered, he's been there and he's been clinical. That is composed from the talisman of Macarthur to give them the lead.
And credit too to Saifuddin Kawi, who adds a 2nd assist tonight. That was a lovely little ball around the corner. Harrison Sawyer looking to make his move from the back of the very crowded penalty area. Bratton's delivery, headed in really nice at the near post for the Bulls by Jake Holman. And that might just be enough for all 3 points for Miller Sejovski's team.
On the Harvey Norman replay, the wall disappears in front of him and it just goes straight through where they were. Well, what a ball that is to the near post area, just inside the 6-yard box. And Holman's there to tuck it away and give themselves a little bit of breathing space. While all the focus was on the back post with the big players of Sawyer. It just hasn't really clicked this year, Keegan Yelich.
Keely Adamson's determination has won out. It's a lovely ball. It's a hat-trick for Marin Yakulish. What a night for him. What a night it's turning out to be for Macarthur. And what a ball that was from Keely Adamson, by the way. 4-1 for the Bulls.
On the Harvey Norman replay, there's the tackle, and the vision and the execution there is fantastic. Wonderful ball. Determination, gets the head up, and that is a fantastic pass that catches Matt Acton out. And Marin Yakulish says, thank you very much. I'll tuck that away for my 3rd, and puts the game out of reach.
A first A-League hat-trick for Marin Yakulish, takes him to 9 for the season. Silva to send it in, and Sawyer does get his goal. Maybe with the last touch of the ball of the night at Suncorp. He had to wait 8 years before scoring his first A-League goal. Now he can't stop. 3 in 2 matches. Even the Peter Crouch robot.
As play goes on, ball comes out wide. Daniel De Silva, plenty of time and space, and it's a peach of a ball, isn't it?
We're not going to looking to transition, get possession, build the game. He's given it away, and then hasn't quite got the calibration right with the likes of De Vries and also Mike.
Give it away by Thomas. Save on Wellington FC. And for the first time, Felipe Gallegos is a goal scorer and is the beneficiary.
Chaos in the stands for Auckland. It is a mistake of magnitude, and it is punished ultimately by Felipe Gallegos onto the left foot, lifts it over Lawrence Thomas as he tries to get back in and make up for his mistake.
So Western Sydney looking to get going quickly. Milanovic. Nicholas Milanovic! A rare error from Alex Paulson and Nicholas Milanovic. 11 goals for the season now. Perhaps the sun was in the eyes. The result is the same.
He takes up a position like this, squares up Felipe Gallegos, aided by a slip to the defender, and Nicholas Milanovic freights that one with urgency into the box, and Alex Paulson's unsighted. Nando Peinecker at that near post, and it's the runners across the Auckland FC custodian. I think it might even be Brandon Borrello.
With not much space and generally pretty tight marking tackle as well. Lupane leaves it for Kuhn. Tilio comes short. Oh, it's a brilliant move, surely. Well, that's from the training ground onto the football pitch. Hats off Melbourne City. That was a class bit of football.
Have to be patient. Well, this is even patience on the Harvey Norman replay. It's 3 or 4 passes from a set piece. The little step over, that's a great ball. And this here from Tilio, perfectly weighted. I'm sure that's supposed to go in from Kai Truan, but if he's meaning to pass that, it's a wonderful layoff. And Mehmeti has the simplest of tasks to tuck it away. You know what, maybe I am being a little bit unfair on Kai Truan. Maybe he was just trying to drop that ball in the...
Very light breeze, temperature in the high teens, perfect conditions for football. Thurgate's corner, an in-swing into the near post. It's going to bounce through the 6-yard box, batted away once, and then scoring. Western United take the lead through Reece Bozanovski, who is in hot form. That's 4 goals in 3 games for the midfielder.
We see the delivery from Thurgate. Perth don't deal with it. Bozanovski gets 2.
Pennington in the right spot to win possession back. Pearman, shooting range for Jalen Pearman! Perth Glory with a great equaliser. And Jalen Pearman, one of just 2 players to score a match-winning goal for the Glory this season. Exceptional second career goal.
Well, that is a goal of absolute class from Jalen Pearman, lurking with intent on the edge of the box. He gets his first touch out of his feet, second touch bulls the defender, and the third touch is quite deadly. That is a brilliant finish by the Perth Glory marksman.
Down the right go Western United. Russell, Bodic, and now Bozanovski. It's not away yet. Oh, it's found a way in. A calamity in the Glory defence, and the ball has tumbled over the line. Western United go in front. Exactly how, exactly who? Well, Perth Glory will say, doesn't that just sum things up for us?
Put this down to the Fox in the box, lurking with intent on the Harvey Norman replay. Hiroshi Ibasuki putting enough pressure on Ollie Sale there just to usher the ball into the back of the Perth Glory net. And that's what you want from your strikers. Bozanovski does well down the right-hand side. Perth Glory don't deal with it. It comes off. Gamulka.
Good to deal with at the edge of the box for Gamulka. Just didn't bounce kindly for him. Into the final 5 minutes we go. Roos, great physicality. Michael Roos, taking the game on Roos. He's got support, lays it off, and that'll do it. Rami Nazarene, a drought-breaking goal for him, and Western United have a 2-goal buffer. The title race is well and truly alive.
It puts him out of reach, and it's Michael Roos on the Harvey Norman replay who takes Mertzler on physically, wins the battle, then steadies himself, calms himself, puts the ball into the path of Remy Nazarene with perfect weight for the right winger to cushion it into the back of the Perth Glory net. Superb physical play from Michael Roos, who then shows a little bit of panache at the end of it for Nazarene to do the rest.
Angled back centrally by Senna. Shifted wide by King, and Lolly goes first time. And Klimala after this one, and it might yet favour the Sydney striker, Patrick Klimala. It's a catastrophe defensively once again for Adelaide United. Max Fartuli on debut. Wasn't 100% sure, and it broke kindly for Patrick Klimala, who puts Sydney FC 1-0 up.
Well, the ball over the top is something that Patrick Klimala really likes to chase down, but he's given this one up. On the Harvey Norman replay, the ball sat in that really awkward zone, certainly for the goalkeeper. Klimala had given it up. Fartuli commits himself but can't make the meaningful contact. And the pole swoops. Sydney score completely against the run of play. Adelaide again not converting, early dominance and paying the price for indecision in their defence, and Klimala swoops.
Well, full credit to Patrick Klimala, who didn't give up the ghost. It's his 9th of the season. Now that's got to go down as a big goalkeeping error if it stays like this.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as acute for them as Sydney, I don't think, apart from the fact they're playing at home at Perth's next.
Now chance here. Johnny Yole controls it beautifully, and Archie Goodwin scores this time. Through the legs of the goalkeeper. What a start to the second half. Less than 30 seconds on the watch since the restarts. And Adelaide strike back through their leading scorer.
First, he's in an offside position there, but he doesn't get the ball yet. Is the wide player offside? It's a tight one. Really tight one. Johnny Young might have just broken the line. And then Devonish Mears can get his body to the ball but can't stop its progress to the goal. Great touch from Johnny Yole to set up Archie Goodwin. But was Johnny Yole onside when that ball was hit to him? An amazing start to the second half. Sydney's still asleep. They're in sync and firing. They're very difficult to handle, but those moments have been fleeting recently.
Again, Costa finding a space for Courtney Perkins. It pops out here for Klimala, and he buries it. Adelaide couldn't deal with the cross, nor the precision of Douglas Costa's passing, which led to the cross. And Patrick Klimala has a double, and Sydney FC have their lead back.
To level the scores. And Courtney Perkins on the Harvey Norman replay. It's the reason why they don't play him at centre half, even though he's a good option, because they like what he brings to the attack. He forces this ball into Klimala. The parry from Fartuli falls at the feet of Patrick Klimala, who steadies and fires home to give Sydney the lead. But the temper and the tempo of this little patch for Sydney, as you rightly say, Simon, is set by Douglas Costa, who he's like a Swiss watchmaker, one of those old grey-haired Swiss.
Driving run by Dylan Perez. He's done well. Bringing Lopez into the play. De Cooley. Fainted to cross once, twice, eventually just clip it over, and Archie Goodwin's there to nod in the equaliser. It was brilliant work by the substitute Yaya Dukuli, and Goodwin applies the finishing touch for his 12th of the season.
On the Harvey Norman replay, firstly, the difficult task of containing Dylan Frias in full stride. Even though he was running parallel to the goal, he was still able to keep possession, attract the attention of defenders, and then Yaya Dukuli on the near touchline, 1v1 versus Zach De Jesus, and Corey Holman as well. Two of them buying the first dummy. Sticks the ball up to the back post. It's a great lead from Archie Goodwin. He's about on par now, conversion v chances. He's missed more than he usually does, but he's helped himself to a brace. And leading in the Golden Boot race, the kid from Newcastle.
Lolly threading it nicely for Wahim, who angles it back here. It's Segacic, second chance. It's gone in for Sydney. Adrian Segacic, once again, the super sub, atoning for the big chance that he missed a couple of minutes ago. And are Sydney going to end up taking all 3 points here?
Beautifully crafted goal on the Harvey Norman replay. The ball to Wahim was excellent. The cutback from Wahim was even better. Segacic does two with a half turn. Vartuli does well, not once, but almost twice. And agonisingly for Adelaide, the ball off the second attempt just bounces in off the keeper, who pounds the ground. And the Sydney fans jump for joy. What a game here in Coopers.
Let themselves down this year. Barbarouses, their leading scorer with 8. The next closest, Corbin Piper, Ashige with 2 each. And Costa maybe in on goal here for his 9th. Costa Barbarouses, from that kind of situation, he rarely misses. 102 goals in the Isuzu UTE A-League. And Wellington get a well-deserved goal here.
Well, isn't he a little ripper? Costa Barbarouses on the Harvey Norman replay. Great angle on the finish. Nice touch. Sushinya doing whatever he can, but Costa 1 gets beaten for the flick on. Costa 2 scores for Wellington. Grozos beaten. The flick on for Barbarouses. And an assured finish. It's been coming. Newcastle very open and comparatively flat. And Wellington have stung them. By who else? Quite how the players and coach at Newcastle have been able to keep in touch to this point.
Tim Payne, good pace. Early delivery, Nagasawa. Has he got the final touch? He is claiming it. Kazuki Nagasawa putting Wellington into a 2-0 lead. He's got his second of the campaign, and they are flying here in Newcastle. The Knicks, they have got 2.
And again, it's just too sharp on the Harvey Norman replay. Too sharp with the opportunity to break forward. Newcastle give up the space and then can't recover. And Tim Payne, it's an excellent ball across, really an excellent ball. And Nagasawa just has to arrive. He times it perfectly. And with so much still to play for, Newcastle have come up so short.
So Mizunuma, his set-piece delivery hasn't been on point as usually is. This is better. On the way in, he's fumbled it into the back of the net, and Newcastle do have the goal. They have craved. The goalkeeper protests. He's saying he was contacted. But as of the moment, the goal stands for the Jets.
Mostly any contact on the goalkeeper inside the 6-yard box is deemed a foul. Certainly in the modern era. The keeper's got to be stronger there. But nevertheless, the current convention might protect him. On the Harvey Norman replay, clearly contact. He wins the ball, but there's clear contact on the goalkeeper. And nowadays, that's immediately ruled out. We'll see.